So hi and welcome to my review videos. This time I took a look at the new test server, the 8.4. The 8.4 with the new update, with the new British TDs and a new German light line. But I already have the VK research, so I just have a tier 6 now instead of a tier 5. But the main thing about this about this about this update is the new British TDs. Overall, I'm just going to tell like 1 minute about each tank, and then I'm going to in depth with the tier 10, because the tier 10 is everything what's going on. Because the tier 10 is just amazing, but it's not really my playstyle, but maybe it's yours. But first, the tier 2. The tier 2 is not amazing. The only thing I can say is that it has a pretty good penetration, but more it isn't. It's typical tier 2, and there are never some special things about. It's just very average. I'm going to skip this one because there's not very much to say about this. This tank has two different guns. It has the howitzer, the derp gun, and the 6-pounder. The 6-pounder has more penetration, but it's only a tier 3. Like in a tier 3, you can. There are lots of tanks that only have like 40mm of armor, so I recommend for you to use the derp gun, because it's only have 57mm of penetration, but if you penetrate you can easily one-shot stuff in tier 3. If you're top tier with this tank, you can do so much damage. And the armor, by the way, is not amazing the first 4 tiers, but after the 4th tier it's much better. The whole armor is not bad for tier 3, but bah. This thing has just paper armor. The gun on this one is, maybe you still want to use the derp gun with this tank. I'm not sure. It's your choice, but I go with this one, because in tier 4 you can't really one-shot stuff, but it still has a very average damage for tier 4, 200. If you're tier 4, you nearly take half of their lives off, but it has a not that good penetration. Maybe you'll go with the 6-pounder, but then again, why do you have a tier 4 then? Go with the tier 3 then and mount the 6-pounder on that tank. No, the tanks get started. This tank has armor. This tank has really good armor. 203mm of sloped armor. Nothing can penetrate you in tier 5. Even artists maybe bones on you. The armor on the left and the right is also very high. 100mm. A tier 4 can just bones on you. Like only tier 5s can penetrate you if you're top tier with this tank. Plus the gun travel speed is not that high on this tank. It's only like so big. It's not that big. What it does have is lots of weak spots, like a weak spot here, or a weak spot here, and a weak spot here. Lucky that there are weak spots, because I think you just can't penetrate it if you're not shooting the weak spot. But further on, at tier 6, what I do want to say also, that they have lots of armor, but they are very slow, like only 20km an hour. Here also 20km an hour. That's not a lot. Plus the damage of the guns is not that great either. It started with the tier 5. With the tier 5 you can notice how the British TDs feel, because the first 4 tiers are just garbage. But you see here that it has a very good average penetration for tier 6, but it has such a low damage, but it shoots very fast, and that's what with the Brits are like. They shoot fast, but they don't do a lot of damage. But it has a really good armor, and that's the thing I like. I like tanks that have lots of armor. Speed, I don't care. I just want a tank that has lots of armor. That's why I go with this tank. I think I will research this after I finish the British heavy line. And then I will research the TDs. But the gun, I already showed you that. But moving on to the 87, and wait 1 second, I have to repair it. I drove with each tank at least 1 or 2 times, by the way, so I know how it feels. This tank doesn't have a good gun to traverse speed. It only has like so big. This tank has a really good gun traverse speed. This tank is just amazing. With the gun traverse speed, this tank has an awesome gun traverse speed. It is even larger. You can like do an angle of 120 degrees or something like that. This just has a turret. That's like, if you do the math, it's like 160 to 140 degrees turret rotation. That's a lot. But back to the 87. The 87 has a pretty average gun. It is the same. If you ever played the Brits in the past, like the heavy tanks, the guns on the tank destroyers feel the same as the heavy tanks. So you know, from the people that have subscribed to me or something like that, how it feels. The gun, you see that there's a very good penetration. It's like almost the same as the Kernavon's gun. Just one moment. The Kernavon. I have the Conqueror stock, so this is, by the way, the Kernavon gun here. So you see that there is probably a difference. I think it's, this has a bit extra accuracy and the aiming time is a bit worse, but for the rest it's just the same and it fires slower. So I think even the British gun here of the Kernavon is even better. This is the Kernavon, by the way, as you see here. It's just the same gun. So it uses the same gun, but it has lots of armor. It has much better than 130 only. So moving on to the next tier, the AT-15. I think I already did this. Oh yeah, that is what I just did. This tank, by the way, has a very good gun traverse speed. Also, you can see it, how much space you have between your gun here. Of course, there are lots of weak spots. Also, this tank looks a lot like the AT-15A, only the gun is a bit bigger, but for the rest it's just the same. And the weak spots are better. The Tortoise, or the Tortoise of Tortoise, I don't know how to pronounce it on its French or on its English, I'm not sure. But what you see here also is that the armor stays the same. It only is like, it started with tier 5, it has very good armor, but it stays the same. And I think tier 10 guns can penetrate you. But it has the 120mm and it's just the same as the Conqueror's gun. But what I like about this is that it reloads fast and it does 400 damage per shot. That's a lot. Like the Jagdtier, I think, only does like 600 and it shoots not fast. This one shoots very fast, it does 500 damage per shot and it has a very good penetration. But again, it's like nearly the same gun as the Conqueror. Let's take the Conqueror's gun. 120mm. I think it's just an AT gun, but for the rest, it reloads faster. Has the same damage, same penetration. This gun is a little bit more accurate, has a better aiming time, but this reloads much faster, and that's the thing what I like about this tank, that this doesn't reload that fast. But now I'm going to do a little break. I'll be right back. Okay, so let's review the tier 10. The tier 10, this tank is amazing. So you must expect a big nerf after the test server. By the way, this is test server, so stats may change. Excuse me for that. It has a 183mm gun. That's like the gun you want to set up a battleship or something like that. Penetration is 310mm penetration. That's I think the highest of all the tanks in the game, but it only shoots two rounds per minute, so that's every 30 seconds, and you have to wait a long time for it. Even the French AMX-50B has to reload 29 seconds between his shots. It does 1150 damage. That's a lot for tier 10. It's like nearly the same as the Jagdpanzer E100. But if you shoot gold, you can do 1750 damage, but you have a little less penetration. It's only like 275, but it acts the same as HE shells. Like if you can't penetrate it, you do still like 300-400 damage because of the explosion, but you will not do the full 1750 damage. I shot an AMX-50B and I did with the gold shell, and I nearly one-shot him. He only had like 200 HP left. But what it is that for TD it has horrible accuracy. Don't try to snipe, because it's also very good sloped hull armor. It has nearly 30 centimeters, that's a lot, and it has a turret, but in a test server everyone shoots gold, so I don't really notice the sloping. And then it has 50 millimeters of side armor. That's not a lot, 50 millimeters. Nearly everything can penetrate you there. So that's why I say don't try to angle the tank if you're shooting. Even though you have a turret and you can easily angle the tank, don't try to do it because they can easily shot you on the side. And if you're not on a test server like me, people easily bounce on this frontal plate unless they're shooting here. I don't really know about the armor here, but I think it's pretty good also. I think only tier 9 and tier 10 guns penetrated. Weak spots, of course, this tank has lots of weak spots. Here are 2 big weak spots, the side is 1 big weak spot, and the turret is so immense that nearly everything can penetrate you there. And also the armor just goes from here, and here it's only 76, but it's very good angle. But I think tier 10 guns can penetrate you if you're shooting here. But that's about the gun itself. Yeah, it does lots of damage. The engine, well, it's a pretty fast tank. It's not amazing, but it's not horrible. It is much faster than the previous tanks. Like the previous tanks only goes like 20, 20, 20. It's everywhere the same, and this tank finally goes like 34. Finally you have a little bit fast tank. The maneuverability though on this tank is not that bad, I have to say. It goes easily to the left, to the right. It's very good, but also I have clutch braking research, but maybe that is the case why it turns so fast. I don't have much to say about this tank. Yeah, here you see that you have why you have such good travel speed, like 32. That's nearly the thing of a German medium. How much does the German medium have? I have a E50M in my garage, and it has a 44 degrees. But the E50 back then only had a 34, so that's a pretty good travel speed for TD. Radio, bah, typical tier 10, 750 millimeters, not amazing. What you want to use here is go for the plus 5% to all cool skills so you reload faster, or go for the camo net. It's your choice, but I just recommend for you to use this. So your loader gets plus 5% to reload, and you, by the way, have 2 loaders, so that's plus 10% to your reload time. That's pretty good. Large caliber tank gun rammer. That's what you want to use to increase your load time by 10%, and that 3 seconds could save your life. That 3 seconds is really handy to have that extra reload time. Plus 10% to aiming speed, of course, because a very big aiming speed, like 3.4 seconds to fully aim in, and it has a really horrible accuracy also. But now I know why they don't research nerf this tank, because it's like a pain in the ass to play. Like if you play the KV2, it's nearly the same as the KV2. Maybe coated optics, so you spot your allies faster than you. Binocular telescope maybe also. Camouflage, of course, because it's cheap and mostly you're using that on the TD. Although I don't really recommend it for you to use on this tank, because of the horrible accuracy. You're not going to be in a bush and try to snipe some people off. The shell setup that you want to use is, I don't know if you want to use it for really playing battles. If you want to really play battles, just go for a lot of AP shells. Nearly all AP shells. If you're using this tank just for chits and diggles, you want to use this one. A few gold shells, because these gold shells does amazing damage. Like here, 2188. This is max damage what you can get off this tank. That's a lot. If you can penetrate like an AMX-50B, you nearly one-shot them. I think if you do the max damage, you even can one-shot them. A couple of AP shells in case of emergency, and HE shells in case of you running out shells. If you're using this like in clan wars, go for the same gold, no HE. Go for some gold rounds like that, and the same amount of AP rounds. So like if a Mars is driving towards your E100, you can penetrate him with the AP shell. And if there's like a French tank or a Russian I-7 or something like that, try to shoot a hash shell. It's called hash. I never heard of it. Hash shell. Cool skills. Cool skills is camouflage. You're gonna use camouflage throughout the whole tree because that's typical. TDs are mostly the one who are behind the team, so camouflage is really handy. Repairs. Artillery, love the tank. I have been one-shotted so a lot by artillery, just this test server alone. Borders and arms, so you can increase your load time by 20% even. Eagle eye maybe, nah, not really. This can become handy because then you can increase your load time because of the loader is so horrible slow. Extended signal range, but that's it. Nothing really of the loader. Try to go for the camouflage and borders and arms on this tank, on this crew member. And what you want to use here is snapshot because the accuracy is already so horrible. So with snapshot you can increase it even more, and plus you have a turret, so the snapshot will work. Armor, so you're not going to waste a repair kit on your gun, because if you have ammo raggers hit that you have to reload 1 minute. 1 minute, that's even higher than the AMX-5100. And try to go for the only snapshot I think you want to use here, and armor. Only clutch braking and maybe off-road driving, but that's it. Go for the additional also. Not additional, the common. Oops, there's the same crew member. Anti-tuition and adrenaline rush. These are the things you want to use. Till now I've played like 15 battles in this tank and my ammo rack is not got it hit. So anti-tuition and adrenaline rush. Because you reload 10% faster, and if you reload 10% faster on this tank, that's 3 seconds, and that can save your life. Anti-tuition, because you want to rapid switch between shells like an AMX-50B is storming towards you, and you rapidly click on your hash shell, and then you can reload that one very fast and nearly one-shot the AMX-50B. So that's it, and I will see you in the gameplay. Bye. So hi and welcome back to the gameplay. This is the gameplay of the third Endo. This is the best game I got so far. I've got one better game where I got 1200 XP instead of 1050 like from this game. But where I got the 1050, my previous game was more camping. I didn't really showed you how fast the tank is. It was just a whole game of camping. But this is, by the way, also one of the new maps. I'm not really sure how the map is called. We'll see it maybe on the end. But this map got pimped in the update. Let's say it like that. But here on the open, you don't really notice a lot. It's just the same as you see here, just a little bit more floors added. But wait till we are there in the mountains, and then you will see the difference once we're in the mountains. I wish I could speed this. I know that this isn't theater mode. This is just recorded because the theater was a little bit bugged with the new update. It's every update on my computer, so I have to record it all of my battles while I play. And what you see here is that, do you see the amazing gun traverse speed here? Yeah, I missed here, and this is what I want to say. Don't try to snipe. Don't do it. Just don't do it. And here you see the difference. Wait, oh, it's steps. It's steps. The map. Steps is got changed. Also tried Ensk, but Ensk didn't really change a lot. There are just minor differences. Maybe it's because I didn't really went on a highly worked area. See how beautiful this is. By the way, the graphics aren't very high because I have a good graphic card, but what you see here is that it's very nice. And you see here the slow aim time. Bam! Damage. The previous one hit it around 300, so I hit 1100 damage. Whoa, that's pretty loud. And I saw that the Bacha was shooting me, so I tried to hide between this rock. And there was a bit of camping here, because that is what you want to do with a TD, although the accuracy is not amazing. So let's go. I said like everyone is rushing because not a lot of skilled players are playing on this test server. Like, boom. Yeah, only 66 damage, but hey, I got the kill. But not a lot of skilled players are playing on the test server, because most of them have tier 7 or tier 6 and they just want to check out some tier 10s. So that's more rushing. Like, I've had just 2 Bachas suiciding, although I had it before that Bachas just suicide. Meanwhile they are tier 10 and they can do so a lot. So what do? Just go into suicide, try to sometimes even not reach the early. It's just a waste of a tier 10.
We finished him off.
Boom! That was mine shot. 1106 damage. And he also shot me, but I think he shot the gold shell on me, because otherwise I should have taken more damage. By the way, that is with a plus 10% to modules, so you have to counter 3 seconds with. I'm trying to flank that E5 here, so the pattern is alive. And boom, he's dead. I didn't really release lots of shots because of the high reload, but this is nearly all of them what you have to see here in this battle. That the long reload, I surely want to show you that. The poor accuracy, what you saw with the Bacha, and the high maneuverability like you see here. That's pretty fast. It took a while till they destroyed Object 261, so the next 20 seconds will be just me driving. Let me tell you that now. But this was the gameplay. The Object 261 will be destroyed. I'll see you in the garage later on, and I want to tell something a little bit about my next tank, what I'm going to review. So see ya. So here we are, back in the garage. Previous game I got 1070 XP of it. The tank that I'm going to review next time is the SU-100Y. I didn't really like this tank because of the poor armor, and everyone can kill you because it's so big. I mean, I have played like today 10 battles and I still don't have my victory on it. My highest XP in it is like 500. I hate this tank, but I will research it in tomorrow. Get subscribers, you want to see it. And also we'll do the battle, go through the battle tutorial. Till now I haven't read it, I haven't seen it, so I will save that for YouTube later. And also, if I have some times, maybe it's Wednesday or something, I will go over the new German light tanks. and that's it. And the immigration rules, and you can choose a tank for my garage. What do you want me to see review next? Choose a tank for my garage, place it in the comments below, and I will do it next week. Next week, by the way, next week we'll review the SU-100 and the VK, the new VK. So it will be in 1 week till I do your tank. All of these tanks what I have here, except the new British TD and this TD, I have in my real garage. So choose a tank, place it in the comments, and I will do a video of it. And I will see you next week or tomorrow. Bye.